click here. If YouTube would let me click the dang link. Okay, that's live. Refresh you. I should have reset the counters, but I do not care right now. Honestly, I should write down the counters. Hello, everyone! I am the James with the games. I can't believe I'm doing this. And here with me... Yes.
Sorry, family came in out of nowhere.
You have that happen a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I have a family who really wants to be involved with my life.
I'm a bachelor.
Well, don't gloat about it, why don't you?
I'm not trying to. What? Is that picking? Yes, that's picking up right. It's just delayed on the freaking counter. Oh, yeah. But welcome to Homestuck. Fanfic here wanted to run a BESM game based off of the entire concept of this webcomic. And the more I asked questions, the more he said that I should just read it. And we went through the first, 104 panels last night off stream. But here we are at this point.
Just a little interjection. The only reason I suggested he read the comic is because the more I explained it, the more questions he got. I was like, okay, clearly we just need to go to the source.
Yes. And just from the first 104 pages, I already cannot stand the main character's guts.
Yeah, he hates John Egbert for some reason. One of the most wholesome little guys you could ever see. You know, he just hates wholesomeness.
If you think that what he's done so far is wholesome, you are very mistaken.
All he's done is burn a couple things.
And basically badmouth his own father in his head multiple times. He's gone ahead and disrespected his mother's asses.
Not his mother, his grandmother's, and that was an accident, and you know it.
Oh, the way it was framed, I thought it was his mother.
No, grandmother. So you're also technically not wrong. I'm not gonna explain why.
Oh no! I'm just shaking my head at that.
Unfortunately, that's what you get when you get a comic like this.
You enter the bathroom. You can see your backyard from the window. The jewel in its crown is the swing set, which has provided you with years of joy. There's also a spring-mounted pogo ride, which has been responsible for more than one painful... Okay, genuinely, I don't know a single kid at that age who lived in the suburbs that actually had one of these pogo things in their yard. In the local park, yes, but not in their yard.
Well, you know, John is just a special little boy.
I'm like, the swing set maybe the tire swing I can easily understand that, but the pogo thing is like, why is this here? met with years of lament. On the sink is your dad's razor. On the rack to the side is a fresh towel. Remove PDA envelope and package from. This this looks so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Take the razor and use it to perform surgery on your.
Yeah.
Then it should have been called a straight razor. That's a straight razor.
You think he knows that? He doesn't even know what the name for the wingy lever dealy thing is on mailboxes. You think
a flag?
Yeah, you think he knows that? Apparently he doesn't.
Speaking of which, what should I actually make the counters on this? Because at this point, it's like, I can't tell if one should be trauma for me and trauma for the characters or what. You take the towel and clean off the extracted goods. And again, I love all of the Harlequin artwork in the house. Oh my goodness. You evil, evil child.
He didn't mean to do it.
The items force the manhand. What? It just says retrieve your items.
Yeah.
But when you retrieve the items into the toilet, just like that, your Silodex is full again. This thing is annoying. No, I'm mad because of he literally just basically, if I'm reading this right, there's only one toilet in the house. He clogged the only toilet in the house. I would be fuming at this kid.
Well, luckily,
at that age.
Luckily his dad doesn't know. Don't worry, things are gonna get way worse.
For things that John's done?
Yeah.
Or are you saying like
The house will be recognizable pretty soon.
John, admire failure to launch poster. You're not usually into chick flicks, but Matthew McConaughey, who cool charisma could salvage any heap of smoldering wreckage. This is your McConaughey wall, a casual shrine to an amazing actor. I don't recognize any movie on this wall. Can you see her? I want you to picture that little girl. Now imagine she's white. I really do not get that.
It's a movie, I think, that involves racism, where you're supposed to, feel bad.
So, Pesterlark, Garden Gnostic. Oh no, more improper grammar. Great.
How dare you say that about her?
This feels so bad because of literally out of the 4 characters we've seen talk, I only like one of them.
Yeah, you only like Tentacle Therapist. It's so fun.
Hello? Okay, talk to you later. Oh great, the one that spams emojis all the time. Garden Gnostic sees pestering ectobiology since 1656. Hey, Gigi is looking for you. Why are you even so popular all of a sudden? Is today some sort of special occasion? Break your leg on...
Wow, you were just skipping entire lines.
I have said every line. I can't tell if you are ignoring it. I said, hey, I literally read the entire thing that Guardian Gnostic sent.
No,
And
you missed a line of TG where he said like, "Is today some sort of special occasion or something? Did you do something to
I
curry
said that.
favor with ladies?" For you didn't read that whole line.
Oh, did you do something to curry favor with the ladies? Did you break your leg on a puppy? Dude, what are you doing? Turn Tech is now an idle chum. I discovered a comet that's going to destroy Earth and it was named at. I already hate this joke. Now I'm famous and everyone wants to talk to. Yes, please stop. Just no. Don't talk about. Uh, you're awful. Um, you're gross, man. I hate the grammar in this.
Well, you keep
Uh,
skipping entire sections of sentences. It doesn't help you.
No, I'm doing it because of it's that cringeworthy.
Well,
Is
maybe.
an unsavory thing to behold. McConaughey. I still think that's misspelled. Sounds like a noise a horse would make. Dumb. That really didn't need to be two separate lines. Equally dumb are all those pictures of that clown you've got hanging up. Hey, I like those pictures. Those are my dad's. It's talking about Nick Cage. How dare you insult Nicolas Cage? Oh, what? No, man. Cage is sweet. So sweet.
Looks like you and John have some pretty similar tastes.
It's one of the few actors I actually know and remember by name, to give you some perspective. I literally I do not remember actors' names for the most part.
Yeah, same.
Um, Haha, so lame. You don't even like him ironically or anything. This is like for real, isn't it? Ha ha ha. Oh, this writing is so cringeworthy. I do things ironically sometimes. What about what I sent you for your birthday? No, those are awesome. What? No, they're stupid, which was the joke. The ironic joke, I get it. Wait, you're actually wearing them, aren't you? I'm wearing them ironically because they're awesome. The fact that and vice versa. Are you taking notes on how to be cool? Ugh. Again, I also feel like that sentence means that he deserves more trauma. You do realize they touch Stiller's weird sort of gaunt face at some point. I don't understand that sentence. Ooh, yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, speaking of which, did you get the mail? Yeah. Did there happen to be a package there? Yeah, there's a big red one. You should probably open it. I would, but it's trapped under the Spur beta. So I will probably open it after I install the beta. Oh man, the beta came. Yeah, wanna play it? No way. Why not? Sounds so boring. Just get TT to play it. She's all about that. Where'd she go? Her internet is blinking in and out, I guess. Probably be back online soon. Oh, and Christ in a sidecar? Are you still using the stack modus? Seriously, dude? You need to bone up on your data structures. That's ridiculous. Okay, I will. Open browser and go to mspainadventures.com.
By the way, hello, dew on the grass. Good morning to you as well.
Huh?
Dew on the grass said good morning, and you just ignored them. So mean.
What? What are you talking about?
Have you not been paying attention to your Twitch chat?
Oh, hi, dew on the grass. Sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
Hi, caramba. Forgive me. It's hard to focus on the Twitch chat, which is all the way on the right side of my right monitor, when this is on my left monitor.
Just occasionally
But
look.
good morning.
Yeah, just occasionally look over every now and then.
You decide to space out on the computer for a while before doing anything important. You open the typiest web. Is this some reference to Typhon?
Maybe, maybe not.
And direct it to what is indisputably the most amazing website ever created. Continue.
Yeah, MS Paint Adventures, it was the original website this comic was hosted on. I think I remember telling you about this.
Yep. New Adventure's okay, but you're not sure if you like it as much as the last one. Install the Bird beta.
That's
Site, it's time for less meta and more beta. Insert the CD and install this Bird beta. SkyNet Systems Incorporate all rights reserved. Client is running, waiting for server to establish connection. What the cluck is this? Bone up on data structures. Go to the closet where you keep a lot of clothes and an array of handy computer programming guides. Read data structures book. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate this image so much.
Yeah, well, that's what you get in this kind of story.
Maybe you'll just check out the free module instead. Get the prefetch modus. Turn the back inside cover where prefetch modus is included in plastic sleeve. This one is dictated by the logic of queue data structure, operating on a first in, first out rather than a first in, last out method of a stack. Apply fetch modus. Items capsullocked in your Silodex are no longer immediately accessible. You can only use the item on the bottom card and must wait for items on the upper cards to be pushed back to it. For instance, the red package is now inaccessible. You can only use the razor at the moment. This modus doesn't strike you as a significant upgrade to your previous one. In fact, it almost seems more inconvenient. Figure you might as well give it a chance, though.
Are you just trying to understand the whole data structure of the Silodex?
Yes.
Okay, so basically how it's set up is that the very first item, currently it's in the fetch modus called queue. So essentially, the very first item that you put into the stack of Silodex cards is going to be the first item you have to use at all times. Meanwhile, the prior data structure, it was always the most recent thing you put in the Silodex cards that had to be used.
Oh, so this one swapped it so that way instead of the newest item, the oldest item is the one that is used first.
Yes. You're learning.
I'm still finding this a rather... Bear in mind that I'm an accountant and I have to deal with stock, mutual fund and stock trading on non-qualified accounts, so first in, first out is a thing that I actually have to know what that means.
Yeah.
Suddenly wonder if this is even possible. You don't even remember if you even had a physical card for the stack modus. You find this all a little abstract and you prefer not to think about it too much. Put down razor. Put it down? You're not quite sure you understand. Pick up 2 items. Capsulog won the case. You finally found a use for all these loitering pastries. Dead weight. Get other cake. Second cake causes the razor to launch out the front of your Silodex. Oh, good heavens, the beautiful face! You wish the razor would have failed to launch. Get more stuff. Oh, you open your chest and capsulog one of your favorite books of all time, Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney. There goes the fresh towel. Might as well grab those cups. Take the trick handcuffs, expelling the PDA like... Oh my goodness! Wasn't that his father's PDA, by the way?
It was.
If I was his father, I'd be breaking one of his legs by this point.
Good thing you're not his father.
And he destroyed it. And his window.
Oh no, the PDA is just fine, I can tell you that much.
Open to... Examine the package. It's from one of your internet chums. It's bound in packing tape, though. Need something sharp to open it. Of course, the razor. It's all so simple. You wonder why you didn't get razor. Pick up package again. Oh my goodness, this is so stupid. Let's take this from the top. Caps along the glass shards.
That's a very dumb idea if you can't tell already.
Since each one's an individual capsulog thing. Take 3 glass... Oh my goodness! You evil boy!
He's not evil, he's just dumb.
Okay, this is a you have been held back for at least 1 year student. Minimum. He went from D to you have been held back at least 1 year. Now that your cards are packed with glass, you probably don't want to do that again anytime soon. Probably should. You should probably go get that stuff before you forget. I'm going to guess he forgets.
Who knows?
Use the razor on the red package. From the package, there's something suspicious inside. Something dirty and smelly. Just stuffed bunny. Much like the one held hostage. While taunting hard blood. And strikingly similar to the one scooped up from the soot of a burning Vegas strip club by Cage's Poe and offered to his daughter. Gesture symbolic of a tattered exterior surrounding a heart of gold. Poe wasn't much to look at, but he was a good man. But no, it is not merely like that bunny. According to this note of authenticity, it is the very same bunny. This is so... I'm just shaking my head at, like, how this thing is making him this excited.
Funny thing you
Check
should know,
status.
so Andrew Hussey, the writer, actually had that bunny in real life, and he got it, and he just loved it so much he just had to add it into his story.
As already discussed, this man's a psychopath.
He is crazy indeed.
Looks like... Wait, what? Okay, never mind. For a second, I thought on one of the frames this disappeared.
Nah.
Looks like your computer's trying to get your attention. Look at monitor. Check pester chum. Show pester log. Finally, the one nice person to read! Looks like you managed to retrieve the beta. Excellent. I'm going to try and connect. Whoa, okay, but I just got the most awesome present. The rabbit? So sweet! Heard tales of this wretched creature often. Its Homer legend is practically ensconced in the fold of my personal mythology by now. If Tentacle Therapist is not several years older than them, I hope that they instill some sort of maturity into the other characters later on.
Unfortunately, Tentacle Therapist is the same age as John and Turntech Godhead and Garden Gnostic.
Then hopefully she instills some sort of maturity into them later. Because she's the only mature one out of the four.
Just wait until you see what our home life is like. You'll love it.
I don't know how much sarcasm that is.
It's just as much to make it all sweeter.
Why don't we focus on the matter at hand? Oh, the game, okay. Capitalize your dang eyes! Don't really know how this works. What am I even looking at here? You are running the client application. I am running the server, so I am the host user. I have established a connection with you. This is sufficient for us to play the game. Oh, okay, then why don't we get started? Client is running. Host user attempting connection. Client established host. Press enter. Press enter! Was that the okay, that is the entire scene. Oh my goodness, there's so many loading messages.
Oh yeah. Each of those loading messages purposefully made by Hussey for a blink and you'll miss it joke.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh no. Select, revise, deploy, Vernalia registry, Grist Cache, explore Athenium, Alchemy Excursus.
So I should probably tell you that this is about the point when the actual game that I'm wanting to run would start doing the wonky stuff that I was talking about.
Okay.
But keep in mind, it's not going to be exactly like the comic. I'd have to alter it ever so slightly, you know?
Obviously.
Yep.
Select chest. Zoom out. Oh no. Drop chest.
Yeah.
Whoa, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm just getting a feel for the controls. Is my chest on the roof now? Yes! Sad face. I'll try to be more careful next time. Okay, this is weird. Get the card.
And
You
now
find you're missing... What?
he can swap between the data structures.
Quickly reapply it to your Syllabus. You can now opt for either stack or queue modus at any time. Toggle between your fetch mode with gleeful abandon. Dear. Wasn't that... Oh no, his other window broke because of it's a corner room.
Yep. Very much yep.
Looks like your dad is leaving for more baking supplies. You're relieved to have the house to yourself again, if only for a few minutes. You just hope... Dear, if he doesn't notice the window, your father shouldn't be driving.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, he's not blind. Though I think there's like a bit of like a fan headcanon thing that people like to do where they either make him deaf or just outright mute.
Oh, so his father never speaks in the actual comic?
Never speaks, never utters a single word.
Okay, that'd actually explain a lot, but still.
Oh yeah, what's that explain to you?
What?
What does that explain to you if it explains so much?
It explains why when you said that when you mentioned the first interaction with his father earlier, why there was no dialogue scene.
Yeah.
Select stuff in yard and move it back into room.
He remember his stuff.
So passed it up. Hey, do you think you could do me a favor? Can you grab all that stuff outside my window and bring it back in for me? I'll give it a shot. Thanks. No luck. Appears to be out of range. I'm guessing it's too far away from you, the player. Bigger frowny face. Select John. You cannot select a player. John observes the meddlesome cursor. Select Bunny. Put the bunny back in the box.
I said,
Revise
put the
room.
bunny back in the box.
The clock?
Oh yeah. The room revisionism.
Open Fernalia registry. Deploy totem lab.
Yep, the totem lathe. These are those items I was talking about that I said would help the player, you know, do what they need to do.
Okay, examine. You don't know what the heck this thing does, but it looks neat. Open grist cache. Seems expanding the dimensions of your room cost us some build grist, but deploying the lab did not appear to incur any expense. It looks like certain objects are freebies, probably to help you set up the game. Wow, okay. What do they do? I feel... bad that line wasn't, what do you mean? But that's a completely different meme. I think it's up to you to find out. All I can do is drop stuff in your house and move it around, apparently. How do I move stuff around? It sounds fun. I don't think you can as the client. You will need to install the server application. You should have received both in separate envelopes. I'm running both on my computer right now. What? Did you get another envelope in the mail? No! Once you install the server and establish a connection, sure you will be able to manipulate my environment in the same manner. Are you sure you didn't get it? Oh man, I think I might know where it is. Now that your room is bigger, why don't you move to the far corner? It will extend the range of the cursor and I can reach the items. Which you threw out the window for some reason? You poor sweet child. TT. Good idea. What have you been doing in here all afternoon anyway? I was fussing with my Siladex. But I think I have it under control now. What modus do you use? I like to use trees. Oh no, that sounds so awkward. It's not exceptionally practical, but I think they're elegant. Stand in corridor. Deploy crux truder. What? Deploy alchemeter. Wait, did I miss something in the previous one? Nope. So, Pastor, why is the floor shaking? Are you dropping more stuff in my house? Yes, 2 more large gizmos. Sweet. What's with all these big contraptions? If I had to guess, they appear to facilitate a sort of system involving punch card based alchemy. Huh? To what end? I mean, what are we supposed to be doing in this game? That remains to be seen. Maybe you should go investigate? Get PDA. Okay, the PDA's fine.
Yeah, I told you.
How is this screen not cracked?
Because it's a tough son of a bitch. Hey, what was that for?
You said a cuss word.
What? What's wrong with having a little cussing, you know?
Pointing finger at you.
Like back.
Am I...
Pointing back with your own fingers times 4, you know? Haven't you ever heard the saying, for every finger you point at someone else, 4 fingers are pointing back at you? Mm-hmm.
You grab the PDA, switching back to stack mode so it's readily accessible. The interface is oddly sterile. No hilarious clown wallpapers or anything like that. Oops, you mean Harlequin wallpapers. Serious business applications onus. It seems your dad uses it to keep tabs on various acquaintances. His fellows... Is his dad a Harlequin?
I guess you'll have to keep reading to find out.
You guess the performing arts must be pretty serious business after all. Following matters has been submitted in a frank and forthright manner for Pipe Fam 413's judicious approval. Gray Slacks decided to return home for fresh tie? Soiled tie will be laundered immediately upon return. Used... Oh, I don't like this because of the newest message is at top and the oldest message is at the bottom.
Yeah, it's really silly.
Use ballpoint pen to roll up tip of cloth. Extract pen, press rolled cloth against ceramic surface. In future, consider repositioning hat, a hook, and or coffee pot. Need counsel on removing... Oh, coffee from necktie. Incident occurred 45... Beverage essence is rapidly settling into fabric. Please elaborate on incident. Posturing unevenly to reach for hat on wall hook. Tip of slip in open mouth. Tip of tie slipped in open mouth of hot. Duration of dunk approximately. Wow!
Hey, it's serious business, you know?
Oh, this is so... Install Pester Chum.
More or less happy to see that Pester Chum is now on the PDA.
Less. Also because of the fact that basically he installed an app on his father's device without his knowledge. Again, I find the main character to be incredibly scummy.
What?
Go out to balcony. So pester log. Hey, I'm out on my balcony now, messing with my dad's PDA. The one you threw into the yard? No, I'm telling you, it jumped out of my Silodex like a frightened weasel. I despise this kid more because of he used that analogy. Because if that means he had to have frightened weasels at some point in the past. What did the weasels do to you?
He never frightened weasels. What the hell are you talking about?
It jumped out of my Silodex like a frightened weasel.
You think by making an analogy that means somebody has done the thing that they've used as an analogy?
It's a specific analogy.
It's a funny analogy. Don't think too hard.
If you're going to use an analogy, at least use an idiom, because if idioms are universal, if you use an analogy, that usually means you've experienced it before.
Nah. Just don't think too hard, you know? Don't think too hard. Save the brain power for trying to understand the story. Don't try to question it.
Dear, that's part of my job. What are you doing with it in the first place? I'm not sensing a lot of regard for the personal property of others. Is this how your pent-up frustration with your father manifests itself? What? No. Those were all accidents.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
They were accidents, though. What you talking about? You were literally reading the man.
I'm reading it, but if this Silodex thing is something that he's had to live with his entire life, he should know the results of something like that ahead of time. I don't care if it's a webcomic that's being postulated by a bunch of idiots on the internet. In the context of their own universe, it makes no sense.
Yet, he acts as though he's never had a Silodex before.
So what? Does that mean that he was never able to pick up and carry items around beforehand?
Not with a Silodex until today, apparently.
So literally him nor no one else could pick up and move objects in the world.
No one said he couldn't lift things up with his hands. He just couldn't use the Silodex until today, apparently.
He doesn't have hands!
Yes, he does.
We established this literally at the start when he went to go ahead and get arms.
Did you not notice he was holding the arms with his arms?
He doesn't have arms!
He does! Being such a hater, you know?
You're having way too much fun with this.
Yeah, I am. But again, maybe I'm not having enough fun, you know?
Please take your psychobabblery elsewhere, miss. Your bathroom is a mess. Did you do that too? Yes, he did. Oh man, see, this isn't cool. All this snooping nonsense. There's a cake in the toilet. Yes, there is. I'm tempted to clean it up for you. Please don't. Please let him get in trouble. He deserves it. Exponentially. Okay, if that will satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead. My obsessive compulsive disorder complex? Can a disorder also be a complex? In your case, probably. Sounds complicated. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at this enormous platforming thing you put on the balcony. TT, you realize he just insulted you, right?
Oh, she's fully aware. She just doesn't. She just doesn't care because she's used to being friends with these guys.
You need better friends, TT. You really do.
Please, with friends like
It doesn't help that literally we've only had frame of reference for 3 of the 4 characters since Garden Gnostic only showed up for like 4 lines.
Yeah. Garden Gnostic doesn't really show up until about properly until like Act 3. I don't think.
That sounds painful. Because it means that we don't have a frame of reference for one of the characters.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's only the 3rd act of 7, barely even an eighth of the way through the comic.
You have no idea what to do with this thing. You can't find any controls for it. Having exhausted all other possibilities, you decide to stand on it. This isn't very cautious of you, actually. Look through telescope. Looks through the telescope. It's a clear sunny day. Awful. Nothing out of the ordinary to report, at least not beyond the walls of your own home. FYI, I don't like sunny days, if you can't tell.
Aw, really?
Grab the
I didn't know.
Whoops. Whoops what? Oh no! What was that noise?
I told you things were gonna get worse.
Is this something I should go investigate? No, I have it under control. Can keep playing with your telescope. Investigate. I think I can patch it up. Just give me a little space. Why don't you go have a look around the extruder? The what? The thing I put in your living room. Hop down the hole. Jump down to the utility room. Get sledgehammer and card. Got sledgehammer and the card. You take the sledgehammer and capsulog card. Combine the 2 and quickly apply it to your striped specimens. You think it's cool that things don't always have to be a federal issue. What? I don't get the reference.
It's not a reference. He's talking about how everything else has been just an issue to deal with, and now this is just super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks like another of your chums is pestering you on your PDA. Answer chum. So, Pastor Log. Hey! Finally! John, capitalize your sentences! John, did you get my package? Oh, hey, not yet. Darn, are you sure? It was in a green box. Oh, yes, but it's in my dad's car and he's still out at the store. Should be back soon. Great! So what are you up to today? I'm up to my neck in this spurb stuff. Dear, you should be freaking out a little more, since when does a video game affect your actual house? TT is making a royal mess of my house. LOL, what's a spurb? Oh, it's this game. It's okay. Hey, I guess I'm still figuring it out. Whoa, what was that? What was what? There was a loud noise outside my house. It sounded like an explosion. Wow, really? I'll go outside and look. Oh, man. All right, but be careful, okay? I will. Gnostic sees pestering ectobiologist. Might as well check the extruder. So, Pesteroid. Excuse me.
So, how do you like VG so far?
Capitalize sentences!
That's all you have to say? Find some new material, my man.
I get that apparently, like, it seems like, John here's incredibly stupid. TG literally cannot go ahead and function in society. GG is incredibly hyperactive, and TT is the only one holding the four of them having any semblance of normality.
And that's what you're sticking with.
Right now, yes.
Alright.
Because in the moment, this little gremlin has done so much bad that literally, I don't know what he could possibly do to make it up in my eyes at this point. We're only 170 pages in.
Yeah, the first act doesn't end until about 247. I made sure to double check it.
Okay. Oh, heck no. You put this thing in front of the door? There's a door there? Yeah? I didn't see it. I just thought it fit nicely into that groove. You mean you thought it was elegant? Okay, well, what do I do with this thing? Hello? What are you doing up there now? Oh no. Oh no! Wait, why is this taking... Oh no. Examine wheel on extruder. When you turn the wheel, something seems to be pushing up from underneath the lid. But you aren't strong enough to make the lid come off. Put bathtub in drive. Oh no! Connection lost.
You know what's funny? The one character
What?
you like the most has currently caused the most damage to the entire house than John has.
I'm more questioning... Oh, it was because of the... Why is she moving the bathtub is my question.
I couldn't tell you honestly. Even I don't know why.
Okay, let me guess. That's never explained.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, my sweet heavens. On a tough sturdy driveway, its connections interrupted. Scold TT. You can see me, right? Tell me, what is wrong with this picture? Sorry, I keep losing the wireless signal. Must be the weather. I would look for a stronger signal in another part of the house, but I'd rather not risk an encounter with my mother. Oh no, is her mother like some abusive parent? Or does she like dote on her way too much?
Yeah, you'll see.
I battled through a cloud of gin and derision once already this evening. I don't think I've heard the word gin used in that way before. Haha, yeah, I can hear you. Yes, cake, gestures, unfaltering love and support. Quite a road to hoe there. Though I suppose I'm complicit for not informing social services about your situation. That's not a joke you should be making.
Well, she made it anyways. What you gonna do about it?
I know. What about going outside? Maybe you could catch a neighbor's signal. That presents the same problem. Also, it's raining, remember? And dark. It's dark already? Yes, the sun has already had its way with us here on the East Coast. Its lurid glare has moved on to younger time zones. Haha, okay. Okay, so C lives on the East Coast, he lives on the West Coast, basically.
Either West Coast or Midwest, you know?
Well, No, if it's dark where C's at and it's April, well, technically that's more of a north-south thing, not an east-west thing. Because of if they were around the same latitude, he was one time zone west of her, it'd still probably be relatively dark where he's at. Based off of how light it is, I would say that it's like afternoonish, which means that he's at least 2, if not 3 time zones away. Yes, I know, that stupid attention to detail.
Just the kind of guy you are.
Hit Crux Shooter with sledgehammer. Need some help? Pick up sledgehammer. Okay.
Yep.
412.
Here is the Colonel sprite.
What is this thing? What is that clock counting down to? I've been looking at the Game Facts walkthrough to figure some of this stuff out. Hold while I read further. Hey, at least they reference something something that actually exists. Okay. All of these walkthroughs are extremely short. None progress much further than this point. Weird. Well, I mean, it is a new game. True. Now that the lid is off, you'll need to extrude some cruxite. Well, then again, this was 2009. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You extrude one What?
I said yeah.
Extrude one cruxite dowel? What's a dowel?
The Dell
Is that an
basically
actual word?
Yeah, it's an actual word. You can look it up.
Okay. What were you about to say otherwise?
I was about to say that a dowel is usually just like a all cylindrical object.
Get cruxite. So pester log. I feel like we should be hurrying. That countdown is making me nervous. John? Oh, your PDA is trapped under the cruxite now, isn't it? Anyway, it looks like you're going to need this card too. Deploy pre-punch card. Get card. Shard of Glass is expelled from the deck and maims the Harlequin doll.
Oh no. Poor Harlequin.
Exactly. Capsulog fanciful Harlequins? You... Good grief! Yeah. This kid needs to face unconceivable amounts of trauma.
Oh man, I feel so bad for the people watching this and just seeing your descent to saying 13-year-olds need trauma.
This 13-year-old needs to be put through so much trauma that they are put into an asylum and they have no hope of ever coming back into society.
Wow. Okay.
This kid is beyond malicious and beyond malicious at this point.
How do you know he's not just incompetent?
Dear, I have seen weaponized incompetence, and people that actually know how to use weaponized incompetence aren't as incompetent as this person is.
You're really going with that.
What?
Nothing.
The additional useless freight pushes your PDA to the last card. You then switch to the U mode so you can access the PDA. More glass shrapnel flies from the deck. You evil, heinous gremlin. This thing keeps following me around. I think it's trying to talk to me or something. That's probably the kernel sprite. It apparently needs to be prototyped. Twice, actually. Whatever the dreck that means. These walkthroughs are horrendously written. It's 2009. I'm not surprised. Well, then again, you have... Dear, this was... 2009 was after the PS3 was released. There's plenty of people who made good guides on GameFAQs in stupidly short periods of time by that point.
Oh, don't worry about that. They're actually making bad guides for a completely different reason. You'll find out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, some people just
So
badasses. Other people, they can add a reason.
Okay. Well, you are the one with the cursor, so just do whatever you think is the right thing to do. Also, fix my bathroom. Yes! Yes! Drop the Harlequin into the kernel sprite. Kernel sprite has been prototyped with the Harlequin doll.
This is what I was talking about, their whole prototyping stuff.
Okay. So this goes back to my question then. Okay, so let's say you have a nurse mannequin dropped into the kernel sprite. What would happen then?
It would look like a nurse. Maybe it would get some nurse-related abilities, but don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Remember, I as the creator, or the intended creator of the game, would have full say on like what actual effects prototyping gives.
Oh my goodness! I feel like this is Caesar. This should call for a Caesar warning on this particular panel.
Unfortunately, not.
I still can't understand this thing's gobbledygook. That was only tier 1 prototyping. There's still another tier to the prototyping process, which for all we know merely advances the entity through increasingly esoteric states of linguistics. The clock is ticking. We don't have time for this asinine tomfoolery. This unmitigated poppycock? Extravagant hogwash. Okay, stop. Stop typing whatever silly thing you're typing. I'm going upstairs to the big platformy thing. The alchemitor? Huh? Try to learn the lingo. Use pre-punch card with the alchemitor. There's no slot for a card anywhere to be found on the alchemitor. Colonel Sprite followed you upstairs. Explore Athenium. Acquiring a Crooksite Dow seems to populate the Athenium with one item. A perfectly generic object. Capsulog telescope. Excuse me.
How do you like that perfectly generic object, by the way? So perfectly generic, would you say?
It's a green cube.
Exactly.
You snatch the telescope from its tripod. Who knows, it might be useful, but more importantly, it pushes the Crooksite to the last card, making it available for tinkering. PDA is predictably jettisoned into the yard over the neighbor's fence. Put Crooksite on weird pattern on alchemitor. Place the Crooksite towel on the alchemitor's small pedestal. Something is happening. Interesting. You set the alchemitor to cast 3 perfectly generic objects for some reason. Spending a total of 6 units of build grist. These things look completely useless. What a waste. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's something in the sky. Switch modus and use telescope to inspect sky. Switch back and get a closer look with your telescope. Whatever it is, the Colonel Sprite seems particularly agitated about it. Oh.
You understand why they were so bad now?
Is it that as soon as someone activates the program on client side, this event starts occurring?
Oh no.
Just for them or across the world?
First and foremost, it doesn't just start occurring because they start the client. It's already occurring. Them turning on the client just happens to be at the same time as it.
Oh.
Yeah.
My problem is that this object, based off of how horizon lines work, doesn't look big enough to actually cause the apocalypse.
Oh, that's just because it's one. Think about how many people turned on the game.
So you're saying that every instance causes one of these to spawn?
It doesn't cause it to spawn, but yes, a single meteor typically heads towards the person as the moment they turn on the game.
Okay, so when they turn on the game, literally a meteor comes to that person.
Yes.
Okay. That was another question I had, which I didn't get an answer from you on.
Yeah, how does the world end from playing the video game? Meteor.
Okay, there's a bit of a problem with this, which is that unless these meteors are really, really big, realistically they would disintegrate in the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, don't worry.
But
they are really, really big. In fact, you'll get to see like the comparison of what the sizes for these meteors are later on in the comic if you continue past Act 1.
You're no astronomer, but its trajectory looks suspiciously head-on with your current perspective. This is a troubling development. High five, Colonel Sprite. Figure you've left him hanging long enough. Attempt to ingest a unit of build grist. It's tempting because they strongly resemble blue raspberry custards. However, units of build grist are a gaming abstraction and do not seem to exist on the physical plane. There is apparently no crisis so imminent that will deter you from contemplating idiotic and frivolous actions, of course. So, Pesterlock, your dad is getting home. John, what did you do with your PDA this time? Working on the bathroom, but we're running low on build grist. Vi's bathroom. Run to your room and contact TT through Pester Chum. 2 chums have been trying to message you. Answer chums. I'm working on the bathroom, but we're running low on build grist. Oh man, who cares about the bathroom? Now there's a meteor heading for my house. I see. Do you suppose it has anything to do with this game? I don't know. Maybe. What do I do? I think it's very likely. The walkthrough vaguely suggests an impending threat before they end. How are you acting so casually about this? The already poorly constructed sentences become even more curt and ambiguous, as if written hastily and with a sense of alarm. Actually, their dedication to updating the walkthrough under such circumstances is admirable. Wow, fascinating. Question marks? If the meteor is a game construct, I think the only thing to do is to proceed and try to solve the dilemma on the game's terms. Try using the lab. It says you can use the card on it, but isn't more specific than that. Okay, I'll do that. Really, it's a labor to read this drivel. If I read any more, my brain will need to spoon feed from a jar while it blows spit bubbles in a high chair. think I'll write my own walkthrough. That is, after we make sure you don't die.
Hey man, I gotta head out. But it was, nice spending time with you. Got work and all that stuff.
Alright.
Have fun. Try not to break your brain. If you have any questions, you can always ask me later. Maybe we could do like a second stream later today.
Fair. I heard you got the box. I hope. Capitalize eyes, dang it! I hope you appreciate my heroic fatherly perseverance of getting it to you, and my rough and tumble dirty wife Also, I hope you appreciate how many no-talent deuces had their mitts on that bunny before you. It's like a grubby baton in some huge douchebag marathon. Hey, where are you? Honestly, I should turn this off. But I don't have time to talk. I'm playing Spurb and it's kind of a nightmare. TT is breaking down everything in my house. Dude, I told you to steer clear of that game. Capitalize sentences! And for that matter, you should probably wash the hands of flighty broads in their snarky system. And now there's a meteor coming, and I'm not even joking about that. It's like a big asteroid or comet or something in the sky. Heading right for my house. Oh man, how big is it? I don't know. Big, I guess. I gotta go. We'll talk later if I'm still alive and Earth isn't blown up. Like the size of Texas? Or just Rhode Island? They're always throwing around these geographical comparisons to give a sense of scale like it really means anything else. But it's like it doesn't matter. It's always just like, wow, that's pretty. All right. Like Mr. President, there's a meeting coming, sir. Oh yeah, how big is it? The size of Texas, sir. Or how big is it? It's the size of New York City, sir. Sir, I'm afraid the comic is... Yeah, I'm doing this every time that the freaking kid curses in chat. Sure, you familiar with Jupiter? You mean like the planet? Yeah, well, it's that big. Sounds pretty big. I have a question. Is it Jupiter? Yeah, sure. Earth is literally under siege by... Good grief. If I was doing a shots fired counter, this would be incredibly painful. Anyways, later. Seriously. Slip the pre-punch card into a slot on the totem lab. Above, the tool arm deploys a configuration of chisels. Now you just need something to lathe. Take Crude Site 2 Totem Lab. Cursing your lack of foresight, you return to the balcony for the Cruxite dowel you left on the pedestal. Navigate the hallway, leery of your dad, who is presently puzzling over the new fixture in the hallway. The perfect... Oh my goodness. You retrieve the Cruxite dowel. Chad just shrugs and heads back downstairs, presumably to do some more baking. If only he knew you were hard at work saving his... No. Use Cucksite Towel. You clamp the Cucksite in the lab. Activate lab. Lab carves one totem. You take the totem. Alright, I used the lab to make this blue shapy thing. Now I guess I take it back to the alchemixer again. Hello? TT is no longer connected. Connection lost. He's locked in his room. Oh, hello. Young lady stands in her bedroom due to violent storms. Her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet connection. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection somehow. This young lady is named. It's on the tip of your tongue. What was the name of the young lady again? And her name. Blighty Broad. No, that wasn't it. One more time. Rose Lalonde. Why does this sound familiar? Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you were without electricity, although your laptop computer still... Okay, she at least seems somewhat put together. Honestly, if it wasn't for the clothes scattered around her room, if there was a laundry basket, I would actually say she's pretty decent here. You have a variety of interests. You have passion for rather obscure literature. You enjoy creative writing and are somewhat secretive about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit. Your room is a bit of a mess, and on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fantasy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? Retrieve arms from purple box! Purple package's contents are private. No one's allowed to look inside. Ride like a flagellum and... What a terrible idea. The thought alone makes you sick to your stomach. Broke writing journal and mutter, my precious. Only resort to such... These journals are for your eyes only. At the very least, the freaking moron writing this. At this point, it's like, okay, fun time's over. Get violin. You caps lock the violin, storing it in the root card of your Siladex. Oh, you have a lot more cards. Play a haunting refrain on the violin. Okay, this is pretty good. You wait 40 seconds playing the violin while your friend's in peril. Nice time management skills there, sweetheart. Since your good-for-nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out in time, you issue words of parting fondness to dear sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn blue-collar salt-of-the-earth father. Then she would fall into your... What the cluck is this? Boo! Caps lock knitting supply bag. Get the knitting supply bag. Occupies the left leaf card under the violin per the tree modus's alphabetical sorting method. KV. Look out window. Oh, what a beautiful day! Panoramic window offers a view of your yard below and the mausoleum housing your dead cat Jaspers who died when you were young. Mom had the structure erected with a spirit of scornful irony in response to your youthfully innocent request to hold a funeral for the animal. At least that's how you've come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. You can also make out a silhouette of the laboratory next door, a facility which likely broadcasts a strong wireless internet signal. You may be able to connect to the signal from a different part of the house, perhaps if you seek higher ground. Get laptop. Take your laptop and prepare to make the journey through the house. L is less than V, L is greater than... Huh? This causes tree to be unbalanced, so your Siladex auto balances itself. Now the laptop occupies the root card, while the other two items comprise the leaves. K is less than V, V is greater than L. I have no idea how this works, but this isn't important for my purposes. This book is exam book on desk. Zoologically dubious. Absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of your ilk, of which there are very few. Take book. Take the grimoire. Go explore the house. Leave your bedroom. Hanging next to your window is in the hallways a painting of an exquisite wizard. Your mother collects these awful things ironically. She must know how you detest them, and there's no doubt in your mind she stores these dreadful things in the house to bother you. Why do I have the feeling this is the exact same thing as the Harlequins? Down the hall to your right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps you will be able to connect from up there. Mother's room is also in that direction. You have to watch your step. Tiptoe to observatory. You approach a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. Sneak by. This door leads up to the observatory. You haven't ventured up there in quite some time. Go through the door. Door opens to an exterior walkway leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Oh, the things you'll do to help out a friend. Hurry up to the observatory. Try to connect. First, put your laptop down on the floor to get it situated. But removing it from the root card causes all the other branches and leaves to be severed, and your items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. See what you can observe. You're in a hurry, but that doesn't mean you can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. You see a gap in the cloud and seems a flurry of smaller meteoroids is streaking steadily overhead. You're not sure what this means, but it seems disconcerting. Stack laptop on the grimoire. You'll need every advantage you can get. Access laboratory Wi-Fi. There are several signals being broadcast from the laboratory, each of relatively decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. Select the signal and reconnect the game with John. I'm back. Hurry up and open my door! Not that it even matters. I think I'll be dead no matter what. Patience, you still haven't used the new totem. Huh? I believe it will create the item on the punch card. So what is it? Like an apple or something? What good will that even do? We'll see. I found no evidence that anyone has successfully created the item. Content of the card appears to be variable from session to session. In one instance, it was described as an eggy-looking thing. Do we have enough of those building jewels to make it? According to the Athenium, it's a free item. This speaks to its importance in my view. Now off you go. Move door from hinges. There goes the rest of your build, Gris. Put bathtub back. Probably should have just done this in the first place. Take totem to alchemeter. Got to get those stupid blocks out of the way first. Colonel Sprite is getting awfully worked up about all this. Remove blocks. Store the perfectly generic objects in your Fernalia registry, potentially to be deployed at a later time. Take bite. Oh, random tree. Take bite of apple. Did he, like, map out an actual suburb? Or something? Boom! And that's the end of Act 1. Years in the future, but not many. And this is where I'm just going to end things. Mainly because of I only wanted to get through the first act. That explains nothing of what I need to know mechanically. Ugh. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you appreciate my utter pain reading through this, please do share my content and join the Discord. If you type !Discord, you get a link to the Discord server. It's also linked in the description, multiple places. And please do share my content, it really does help me out. Follow me here on Twitch and on YouTube in order to come aboard the starship LP, or now the hero.